Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 3. We present about the case study number 3, which is the effect of twin deficit and the way to overcome the twin deficit.
The twin account deficit is a combination between the physical deficit and the current account deficit of the country. These two things must happen at the same time to be termed a twin deficit. First of all, we need to know what a physical deficit is. Physical deficit is government spending in excess of revenue. For example, in the 2019 budget presented by the Malaysian Minister of Finance, YB Lim Guan Eng, in November last year, the estimated government revenue in 2019 is 261,814 billion ringgit. Meanwhile, the estimated expenditure of the Malaysian government 2019 is 314,555 billion ringgit. This means that the government spend more than its revenue. Second, the current account deficit is when the value of import in a country exceeds export. Export are local goods that are traded abroad, while import are goods that Malaysians buy from abroad. The government will get revenue from the purchase of Malaysian goods by buyers abroad. When a country experiences both a budget deficit and a current account deficit, it is known as a twin deficit. Domestic and foreigner investors are very concerned about this twin deficit. They assess the financial management of a country in a state of instability in the event of a double deficit.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syed, Muhamad, Danial bin Syed Mahdzar. My metric number is A20A2280. So I'm going to present about the effect of twin deficit. There are four effects of twin deficit, which is decline in national income, employment decline, rate of inflation increase, and increase in national debt. Decline in national income occurs when there is a decline in demand for export of goods and services, which reduce the production of goods and services in the country. When the service sector reduces the production of goods in the country, it will cause GDP to shrink. As stated in the case study, if its export of goods and services exceed its import, the current account will end up in deficit, and this will put Malaysia in a situation of experiencing a double deficit. If this continues, it will indirectly result in the value of currency ringgit Malaysia becoming weaker. Next is employment decline. When there is a decline in employment in the country, it will indirectly result in reduced demand for export of goods and services. As demand for export decreases, competitiveness in the manufacturing sector will decline. In addition, it will also cause a reduction in employment opportunities in the country and will indirectly increase the unemployment rate in the country. This will generally increase government spending because the government needs to use national budget to cover the unemployed, and indirectly it will contribute to the budget deficit as happened in 1998 in Malaysia.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhamad Aidiel bin Andri and my matrix number is A20A2169. Continuing on the effect of the twin deficit on the country, there will be two more, which is rate of inflation will be increased and also increasing in the national debt. For the rate of inflation, there will be led to decline on the economic growth, and also there will be an effect on the macroeconomy, also on the financial instability. Next, there will be also the Keynesian mentioned that the persistent deficit will increase the interest rate and also the inflation simultaneously. For the national debt, the country that experience the twin deficit will indirectly increase their national debt, and the state will spend more than its revenue, and they need to re-borrow the money from the government in order to repay or to recover the debt. And then lastly, the effect will indirectly cause the country to lose their foreign investor to invest in our country.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhamad Aiman bin Muhammad Sabri and my matrix number is A208170. I would like to talk about my part is the way to overcome the twin deficit problem. So the first way to overcome the twin deficit problem is strengthen fiscal management. The federal government needs to restructure its budget approach through zero-based budgeting. This approach can improve effectiveness, efficiency and savings. As in the case study above, Malaysia has experienced a budget deficit since 1998 as total administrative expenditure exceeds total revenue. So, to overcome this problem, Malaysia needs to restructure the national budget. Budget money can be saved and used for important purpose first. The second way to overcome the twin deficit problem is issuing bonds to cover predetermined expenses. The government will issue bonds or sukuk truth, several financial instruments such as MGS, MGII and MITB. As in the case study above, Malaysia also has experienced a budget deficit since 1998 as total administrative expenditure exceeds total revenue. So, to prevent Malaysia from experiencing a budget deficit, the government had to issue bonds. This may offer some stability due to the potential for yield tightening in the future.
So, we will see the next point about the way to overcome twin deficit. From the latest slide, we have 5 ways to overcome the twin deficit. So, I will explain the third point, which is reduce import of good and encourage import substitute of good. The government can carry out their valuation, impose tariff and quota. They can balance the flow going in and out. Price of import good increase. The government will reduce import and the current account balance will remain in surplus. It because they want to avoid the waste of goods. Restricting the use of foreign currency to the public and entrepreneur. They will choose the people can get more profit. Allow the use of foreign currency only to import goods that are needed. The prevalent economic condition suggests that the Muslim demand may not be too strong as before, and that is the reason most economists, including us, are looking at Malaysian gross domestic product (GDP) to contract this year. The next point is improving the competitiveness of Malaysian goods. The government increased the country export through the construction of industrial area, tax-free area and provide export allowances, create with price stability, create or find new market. Based on the case study in the passage, Malaysia had a budget deficit, but the situation could be controlled because the current account of the Malaysian government is in a comfortable state. Besides that, Malaysia has experienced budget deficit since 1998 as total administrative expenditure exceeds total revenue.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhamad Hafizuddin bin Ishak and my matrix number is A20A2164. Now I want to talk about the last point in the part of way to overcome. The part is improving the balance of service. First, the government needs to reduce the investment income deficit. Second, the government should reduce the transport account deficit. And the last is Malaysia needs to reduce the transport account deficit to reduce shipping service from abroad. As in the case study, Malaysia has experienced a budget deficit since 1998 as total administrative expenditure exceed total revenue even when oil price surpassed $100 per barrel. That's all from us. Thank you.